Hello and welcome back to my videos. In this video I want to speak about the Elgato Stream Deck SDK and how you can create your first manifest file. And that's what we're gonna do. I'll explain you every single piece as I know, and then I'll try to explain about how you can use it. So the Elgato manifest is the way you configure your plugin. So I have creating a plugin here called sh.pnk.hello.sd plugin. It's very important you use the .sd with the big P and then the plugin, else the Elgato cannot read it, so that's very important. Before we are starting, I really hope you want to subscribe to this channel. If you don't know how to subscribe, you can go in for the right corner below and press the ding, then you subscribe my channel. And of course I really hope you want to like and share this video. And if you have any questions about this video, or you only want to give me feedback, or you have a general question, please make it comments below. I'll try to answer you. So let's begin, and the first we want to do is creating the manifest file, the JSON file here. manifest.json. That's the file we want. And at the beginning I will just speak about the requirements. And the requirements would be actions, should be an array, and an author should be a string, and code path be a string, description, and then the icon and the name, the version, and then the SDK version. And this you should just put to 2. It's nothing more than that. And OS, the array, and then we need the software. And then we are good to go. Let's speak about the name. The name is here, and that's what you want to call your plugin, and it will be listed up in the Stream Deck store. So if you just call your name, so your private name, that's not that what you want to know. So in my case, I want to say pnk hello world. That's what I want to do. And the next step we want, the next one is the another. That's right, that's your name. So that's what I want to code out. And then we need this description, so I will press out the description here and about what is the purpose for this plugin, and that will be showing in the Stream Deck store too. So this plugin is just for testing and learning how Elgato Stream Deck SDK working. That's what the purpose for this plugin. And then we have the actions. I will come back for this, but that will contain all the functions you want. When you press a function, this will trigger something, and that's what we're gonna do. But we will come back to that. And then we have the code path. We have it here. I will create an HTML plugin with JavaScript because I have not studied enough to create a C++ or Objective-C plugin. So I will do it this way at the beginning. So let's just call it code.html. That's fine for me, that's what we can call it. You can call it whatever you want. The icon we want to use, it's the icon we show on the board here. You can see this is the icon here. That's the define which icon we want. And we want to have it in the 72 pt, and you have it in at 1x and at 2x. The rules, and you don't need to add the PNG file. So what we're gonna call it, I will just call it the deck icon here, and I'll just put it to assets because that's where we're going to add the icon. The version of this application, we can just say 0.1. We are just starting to add this, so that's the version of it. And the OS is what is the minimum requirement for the operation system you want to create the the plugin for. It could be to the Mac, it could be the Windows, and something like that. We will come back for this, and then we have the software, which the Stream Deck application software is required to add this plugin. So if there will come a new feature and you don't support you support that, and you don't want older version of the application to use this, then you can say which version you want. I promise you we want to go back for the action, so that's what we're gonna do now. So let's create the first action button, and in the action we will have the icon. Sorry, the icon here, the deck icon. It's not this button. It will be the button over here. This one will be the action icon, and this will be the action list icon. So this is the action list, and this is the action icon. So yes, we will add it up here, and sorry for the confusion. And then we have the name, and then we have the states. Inside the states we want image, and then we have the UUID, and the action we want here, it should be assets, and then we need action, and I will call it what should be the first one we want. It's counter increased. I think that's the right spelling word. I'll check it a little later. And then we have the name. It should be sh.pnk.hello. That's the unique name. Hello world. Dot counter increased. I need to check about this is the right spelling. Increment. I'll just call it increment. And the image here should be the state when you have you can have 1 and 2, like when if you have a play button, you can have the on and off. So when you press it down, students, it's if you have it let's say you have it on, then you have the one state, and if you have it off, it will be in the second state. It could be if you have a play button, so when it's playing you use the arrow, and when you're paused, it would be the paused icon, it would be shown, something like that. And then you have the icon up here. The icon should be in the 2020 with the 1 and 2 ads formats. I will use that. If you don't use the disable in action and set it to false, you can have some actions here you don't want to show in the action list, but I'll not show you how to do this. And if you have this image, it's just having the default state, and we will come back for this later. That's not the name. This is the UUID, sorry, and this is the name. It will be counter increment. And let's create 2 actions more. We just copy this and decrement. Let's just say the action decrement, and say increment here, and that's we just keep it with counter. Now I'm just confusing myself, and that's no reason to do this. And this one counter stats, and then we just giving the counter stats. So the purpose of this should be to having a button where we can increment the counter, and then we can have a button to decrement the counter. And of course then we have the counter stats, so we can see what is the counter, how many times did we count. That's what we're gonna build in this manifest right now. And then we are going back for the OS down below here, and because we are using JavaScript, I can put it on both platforms. Mac and Windows, but I'm just added this for the Windows. And then we're going for this. And when you have the platform, you want to decide, you can say Windows, and then the minimum version should be 10. And the software version here, if you don't know what version you work with, I can just recommend you to say 4.1. Then you have almost the current features inside. So that's how the manifest working, and the image here should be to the default state. And let's speak a little about that. To speak about that, we need to open this one, and I will open my folder where I am inside. We are going back for the Elgato plugin here with from the previous video where we have it. We have a default image. This is the normal one, and this is the default one, and this is the action. So in this case, the default and the action is the same. And you have one up here. This is the action list, the action icon, and this is the default state. And if we open the code here in the notepad again, I'll just move it over the screen here. Not the code, sorry, we need the manifest down here. And choose the application. And then you can see the states here have the image and action default, and the icon should be the action icon. So what we're gonna do here, if we have the action icon, that's the on the right side here in the action list, and then you have the default image where you have the default action, default image. So that would be the big one. And then you have the plugin icon. You have down below in here somewhere here, plugin icon. So let's going back, and what we're gonna do here, it's the, you can just say action counter, action icon. Just let's say this one. I think that would be more easy one. And we have the assets down below here, and we can call it plugin icon, not the tick icon. And then we're going up here to the state, and what are we saying is called, it's action default image. Yes. So what we're gonna do now, action icon, I will just add this and call it default. And I think that's a nice way to define it. And we just keep going how the Elgato is recommended. So it's nothing weirdo stuff we have to do this. And now I think we need to go in for the folder and add the icon so we can put it inside to the Elgato plugin. So let's do this. And before we do this, I could see we need a little bit here in the action, and that's fine as it's plugin icon. Good. And the only thing I want to do now, I'll just take a copy of the plugin icons here, and I'll just copy this, and then I'll create a folder here, say assets, and in the assets I want to paste. That's fine, we have two now, and what we're gonna call it should be refactoring, and this one should be refactoring 2. Whoops. Then I borrow the icons, and then we need in the assets we need the action icon, new folder, and add it up here. And what we're gonna add now should be the false icon here. I'll just copy that and put it inside. Paste, 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 paste. Here we go. And inside here you have it here, and we have the default let's do a little bit more here. Let's do it like this. I think that would be fit more. We'll call the icon default, because if we do this, it will be much easier to work with. Because then we can just create a folder here, call it copy action icon, and then we just say, whoops, not paste, new folder, and just put it inside here. And those four should be inside, and I'll just go inside and call it refract. We can call it icon default, and then we have the icon here. Icon, and then I just say here and call it decrement, and then I just copy it one more time and call it stats. Then it's much easier to create one here for the icons, but of course I will change this over time, but for now, just for learning and see how it's working, I will do this. And this should be working as it's want. So the custom here, the hello world, should have different counters now. So the way we can reload the plugins manifest, it's just to close down the Elgato, the Stream Deck application, and then we need to start it up again. And when we start it up, I think all the right ones should be there. Let's check. It's not starting correct. And here we go, the custom one. We have custom, but I cannot find my own one. And that's probably because I don't have the code file. Yes, let's create the code file here. Code, and there we go. And we just say code as hello world. And then let's try to restart it again. And here we go. Now we can see we have the count increased, and the increment and the decrement and the stats. So we have some in the manifest on the name here. Name. And yes, we need the decrement here. Yes. So let's restarting the counter one more time. And then we go in the custom here. So now that's the way we can work with that. And now you can see you have the counter, increment, decrement, and the stats. So if I'm creating the folder here and call it test, going inside. So the way I want to put it inside the increment, the decrement, and the stats. Let's just say enc dc and just press 0. So that's how it look like on the board. So of course we can change the icons and something like that, but But this is the basic how you can create the manifest, and then you have the code, and then you're good to go. You have put in everything in the folder, and that's great. So let's code in the next video, where I will explain even more about the Elgato SDK. All the code will be on the GitHub, of course. I'll put the link in the description, and I really hope you want to subscribe to this channel so you can get more videos from me, and I really hope you want to like and share this video. Did you have any questions about me, about what I'm doing, about the channel, on everything? Did you have a feedback? Please make a comment below and I'll try to answer you. Thank you so much, and hope to see you next time. Bye.